Shmai guys and girls, JonnyVR here with another Doctor Who video. Today I'm going to be talking about Big Finish, what Big Finish means for Doctor Who, and what Doctor Who means for Big Finish. So before we begin, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, check out the rest of our videos, and if you like our channel, make sure you subscribe for more content. Now, Big Finish is a production company which produces audiobooks and full-cast audio CDs, downloads and books. The executive producer of Big Finish is none other than Nicholas Briggs, who many Whovians will know as the voice of the Daleks, the Cybermen, the Jaduden, the Ice Warriors, the Zygons, the Nestine Consciousness and the mighty Jagrafess of the Holy Hadrajasic Maxarandafo. As executive producer, Nick Briggs is responsible for all of Big Finish's output. That includes CDs, downloads, books, and he even writes stories for Big Finish set within the Doctor Who universe. In more recent years, Big Finish has come to the forefront of many Doctor Who fans' minds, and I think this is because they've made a vast quantity of very desirable content set within the Doctor Who universe. For example, fan-favourite characters return, like Captain Jack, River Song, and they get put into scenarios that are new and interesting. Like, for example, River Song gets to meet other incarnations of the Doctor, such as Tom Baker and Peter Davison, and Captain Jack gets to meet River Song and Jackie Tyler. Big Finish also allows for the return of classic Doctor Who villains with ease, such as the Sea Devils, or the Wirrn, or the giant maggots from the Green Death. As a Doctor Who fan, I would love to see the Sea Devils make a return in the TV side of things, but the fact that they've made a return in Big Finish tells me that the people who are writing these stories, they know what fans want. One of their more recent announcements was a special release called Masterful, and this is going to include 8 incarnations of the Master, including Derek Jacobi, John Sim, Michelle Gomez, all from the more recent years of Doctor Who, as well as Eric Roberts from the TV movie, Geoffrey Beevers, and as well as 3 other incarnations of the Master that were only made their appearances on Big Finish in the first place. And this is coming out in January 2021 to coincide with the 50th anniversary of the Master's first appearance in Doctor Who. And with the universe of Doctor Who in their hands, Big Finish has unlimited potential to tell stories. Now, it's all very good to produce lots and lots of desirable stories set in the world of Doctor Who, but is it canon? And this is a question that many Doctor Who fans debate, and it's even something of a joke with Big Finish itself. The Big Finish Twitter page once tweeted, "Big Finish is canon, start an argument in 4 words." And Nicholas Briggs, who is the executive producer, responded saying, "No argument. When we launched in 1999, the BBC issued a statement saying that we were the official continuation of Doctor Who stories." So there. Nicholas Briggs believes that Big Finish is canon. Stephen Moffat also made reference to the 8th Doctor's companions when the 8th Doctor returned in the Night of the Doctor mini-episode. However, it's not that simple. In the most recent season of Doctor Who, there was an episode called The Haunting of Villa Diodati. In this episode, the Doctor and her companions meet Mary Shelley, the author of Frankenstein. Towards the end of the episode, Mary Shelley gets inspiration for Frankenstein by coming into contact with a Cyberman, the lone Cyberman. And this is all very well and good, but this exact scenario was explored in a Big Finish audio called The Silver Turk. For me, this shows that the writers of Doctor Who didn't know about the Big Finish audio drama, or they didn't care about what Big Finish had already written and wanted to tell the story themselves. I would consider it a sort of a secondary canon, where everything that I've heard from Big Finish doesn't really contradict anything that was in Doctor Who before, but Doctor Who doesn't really need to take into account anything from Big Finish. If it does, it's a credit to Big Finish, and it's a homage to Big Finish like Stephen Moffat did, but it doesn't necessarily need to. The stories written in Big Finish never really play a part in the actual TV show. I also think that Big Finish causes a bit of a spin-off problem for Doctor Who. If you're a Doctor Who fan, you're no stranger to the fact that we are often subject to long wait times between series, a minimum of 1.5 years at the moment, I think. These long wait times can seem shorter though if there was a spin-off to fill the gap. Doctor Who has had other spin-off TV shows such as Torchwood and the Sarah Jane Adventures that had filled the gap in previous years. But apart from the one series of Class that was immediately cancelled. There's been no talk really of any other Doctor Who spin-off. And why would they? Because all the spin-off potential from the Doctor Who TV show has already been taken up by Big Finish. For example, when Paul McGann returned as the 8th Doctor in The Night of the Doctor, people were saying, oh, give the 8th Doctor his own spin-off show. This never happened, but then Big Finish upped their advertising. Big Finish was quick to announce a new drama starring Paul McGann as the 8th Doctor, saying that they did create 8th Doctor audio dramas, and indeed more Paul McGann stories are coming out even now. When the Paternoster gang made their return throughout Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi's era, there were calls that they were perfect for a spin-off, but the BBC never made it. Big Finish, however, has. Even Torchwood, which was an actual spin-off, had already had its audio drama set within the world, but with the release of Aliens Among Us and Gods Among Us, these were marketed as the official continuation of the series that picked up after the events of Torchwood Miracle Day. There was a cliffhanger there. Torchwood Aliens Among Us was marketed as the 5th series and was, although not written by Russell T Davies had a say in what was happening. Even Class, although it wasn't a success for the BBC, it had its fan base. Class now has upcoming 2 more volumes, which will make 4 volumes of audio adventures. Now, volumes 1 and 2 were not a continuation. They were set within the time frame of the first series, and I'm not sure whether they've confirmed for volume 3 or 4 the same yet, but it wouldn't surprise me if they get into contact with Patrick Ness, the creator of Class, ask him what he was going to do with the series, and then market another Class audio drama as the official Series 2 of Class. The audience hates being left on a cliffhanger, and Big Finish has shown with the release of Torchwood Aliens Among Us that it is prepared to continue and to give the stories that fans want. So while Big Finish is around, it doesn't seem that the BBC would make a spin-off for Doctor Who, considering Big Finish has all these popular characters now. And given how easy it is to produce this content, for example, they don't have to go through the whole production process. Actors can just come in and record when they want. There's no need for makeup, there's no need for costumes or set design. It's so easy. Now the sad thing is if you consider Big Finish canon, then to get a complete and full picture of everything that's happened in the Doctor Who universe is nigh on impossible. It's hard enough with 56 plus years of Doctor Who TV to watch, but if you were to include everything from Big Finish as well, it would be almost impossible. With so many previous incarnations of the Doctor returning in Big Finish audio dramas, it would be a massive undertaking to be able to follow the stories all the way from beginning to end. And that's a shame, because as well, nobody would discuss these things with you, because with the TV show, many people will have watched it and there's lots to discuss. But if you was to say, oh, did you listen to the newest Big Finish Doctor Who audio CD, then odds are not many people would have. If somebody asks you who your favourite master is, and you say one of the ones from Big Finish, no one will know what you mean, because they've only watched the TV show, which is a shame. More people will need to listen to these audio dramas for people to have in-depth discussions about the events of them. In addition, the cost to listen to Big Finish is quite high. For example, I looked on the website and I was looking at the CDs based on characters from 2005 onwards, and I counted out up how much some of it would cost. And so to listen to all of River Song's CDs, Unit CDs, Derek Jacobi's War Master CDs, Missy, Captain Jack, The War Doctor, John Hurt, the 10th Doctor Chronicles, the 8th Doctor Time War set, David Bradley, who returned as the First Doctor, as well as special releases of Donna Noble, Rose, Lady Christina, and even New Earth, would cost you £1,215 for the download. And if you wanted physical copies of the CDs, it would cost £1,435, because they charge about £5 extra for the physical copy. So it's so expensive, but by all means you could easily limit your spending by choosing the sets that you want to listen to. if you want to see how Torchwood would continue after the events of Miracle Day, you can. And then maybe you're not interested in River Song's adventures. Big Finish also gives free Doctor Who stories out to people who subscribe to their free newsletter on the website, so I highly recommend you do that. In addition to this, Big Finish is also giving out free Doctor Who stories every Monday from now for the next 8 weeks. So if ever there was a time to create a Big Finish account for free Doctor Who stories, now is the time to do it. In addition, episodes of Big Finish tend to be longer than episodes produced for TV. So, for example, the first CD of The Diary of River Song has 4 episodes and a runtime of 299 minutes, which is about 5 hours. 5 hours over 4 episodes is longer than you get from the TV. And it doesn't look like Big Finish is going to go away anytime soon, because when Joe Martin was revealed to be an incarnation of the Doctor in Series 12, Nicholas Briggs was asked about the possibility of Big Finish audio dramas with Joe Martin in them. And he said all possibilities are open, though there's no decisions on that made at all. And the reason that he gave was because he said this: "At the moment, our license covers us up until the end of the 12th Doctor era. I have no idea what it holds for Big Finish in the future, that's the absolute truth of the matter, but we try to get involved in as much and as many different avenues of Doctor Who as possible." Could it be possible that when Big Finish gets the license to the Chibnall era of Doctor Who, that they can use more of the characters that Chibnall introduced to unlock their full potential? So it definitely seems like we can look forward to more new and interesting stories full of characters that the fans love and classic villains that are due for a return. And it can't be said that they produce bad quality content, because I've never been disappointed with a Big Finish purchase that I've made, and I've listened to most of the War Master series with Derek Jacobi. I've listened to the War Doctor, the first one with John Hurt in it, and I've got more coming on the way as well. So thanks very much for watching, guys. If you've listened to Big Finish, what ones did you listen to and were they good? And what Big Finish audio dramas would you like to see in the future, or which ones would you like to listen to? Leave a comment below. And thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.